Hello, I'm Coercer, and it's been a while since my last upload, so I thought I'd kick it off with a replay that was sent to me quite recently by Masque of the Red Death. Now, I haven't really watched this. I just loaded it up to see if everything would load correctly as things have updated since the last time I used either my recording software or indeed my computer. So we'll see how this plays out. Now, Masque of the Red Death will be playing against Derogorn. This will be a Coalition versus Galcian matchup, and we'll be watching this from Masque's point of view. Let's reveal all. There we go. So, Masque will be playing as the Coalition forces, and on the other side of the map we have Derogorn playing as the Galcian. This match will be played on my most hated map, Torin Crater. So, we'll see how this Coalition versus Galcian matchup will play out. As these players get into gear, Derogorn is producing salvagers from his carrier and his production cruiser. As he should, he did not move his production cruiser closer to any of the resource pockets, so there is some travel time being lost there. But he is positioning his carrier so that the salvagers sent to that first bulkhead won't have to travel quite as far to deliver those resources. Both players did not retire the base runners, and Masque of the Red Death is researching light assault vehicle fabrication. So everything is underway.
Research completed.
And Masque, yes, he did build all of his salvagers. I didn't quite see that. So his first bulkhead is untouched for now, while Derogorn is quite literally returning that first batch of resources from his first expansion bulkhead. Now Derogorn has decided to go for this artifact here. It is the closest one to his extraction zone, but he also uses that opportunity to place a scanner right here in Masque's backyard, so he will be able to see exactly when those salvagers start going to that bulkhead. And Derogorn's production cruiser is on the field. It is out and about, and this could be a window of opportunity here for Derogorn to harass Masque's position. Now Masque is repositioning his carrier. And there are also 3 AAVs queued up at the moment. The AAV tech completed just a few moments ago. So pretty much, no matter how many sense skimmers Derogorn pops out now, I'm pretty sure Masque will be able to fend off any kind of direct attack. Now if Derogorn would split up this force and attack that base runner with a few sand skimmers to distract Masque and then move around on this path here around the mountains and past his own scanner, he could pick off a couple of those salvagers. These AAVs are now moving in. All of Derogorn's sand skimmers are attacking Masque's base runner, and yes, Masque is deploying a turret. It is placed just behind that dune there, so not all of those shots will go through, but those AVs drive off the sand skimmers, so no losses there at all for Masque, while Derogorn was able to secure the first artifact behind all of that. The sand skimmers are scutting around trying to get closer to Masque's position, but these AVs were just placed just right to prevent that from happening. Now, Masque is sending all of these AVs around on this side towards his extraction zone. His base surrender is coming in with that artifact, so of course that is the smart thing to do. But perhaps a Masque should just use this opportunity to move in with these AVs on Derogorn's salvaging operations and deal as much damage as he can. There are not many units out that can really deal damage to these AVs. Maybe if these two assault ships were together and if they focused any clumped up AVs, that could work, but the AAVs don't have armor upgrades, the assault ships don't have armor upgrades, so this really isn't threatening to Masque at the moment. Well, what I meant to say was these fights between AAVs and assault ships could be fairly balanced, and you can see how quickly assault ships can go down to AAVs if assault ships don't have any armor upgrades. Of course, it was heavily outnumbered, but still, Masque still has a pretty big window of opportunity here. All of those AVs could go around on this side, just plow through Derogorn's economy. That has happened quite a few times to me, so I know how devastating that can be. Masque does deliver that artifact, so the artifact score is now 1-1. And Derogorn is trying to make something happen here with these sand skimmers. But unfortunately, he does not know that there are some AAVs lying in wait there at that expansion point. The sand skimmers are now moving in to try and deal some damage. But I'm afraid nothing will come of this. And Masque now has a railgun tech. A railgun is on the field, a support cruiser is out to help with the salvaging operations, and Masque still did not move in with those AAVs. It looks like these assault ships are occupying most of Masque's attention. Now there are heavy railguns out for Derogorn and another production cruiser. So Derogorn is free to move his calcium carrier forward, and calcium carrier will be able to deal quite some damage to those AVs. Unfortunately, Derogorn is going to lose this base surrender. He did not notice that it moved out. And now these sand skimmers are still alive. They are actually quite successfully harassing Masque here. It looks like there's a bit of cat and mouse going on here, but these sand skimmers will be boxed in by these two AAVs, and Derogorn will lose about half of them, I suppose, and there are even more AAVs coming in from behind, so the sand skimmers probably won't survive. And these AAVs now moving unimpeded through Derogorn's base are just eating up salvagers. There is an assault railgun there to help defend, so that production cruiser probably won't go down. But Derogorn really should be killing this AAV. It has so few hit points left, and finally go down thanks to the carrier deploying its missiles. This attack could have happened much earlier. Those four AAVs already did a lot of work here, and they could have just moved in and basically done all of this damage before these assault railguns were available to Derogorn, and that could have possibly been enough to take out also these salvagers in Derogorn's main. But as it is, I believe Masque killed 6 salvagers there. I'm not quite sure. I didn't catch that action in time, and Masque did not yet open that second bulkhead. Now these salvagers are, well, 3 of them are damaged. This one almost died, so it looks like if Derogorn would have been paying a bit more attention here, he could have picked off at least one Savager, if not two. But it looks like he focused some of that damage from those Sand Skimmers on these AAVs. That one is missing a chunk of health. So prioritizing targets is always a good idea. Excuse me. But in the middle of playing a game, that is not so easy. It's always easy for someone looking at the whole battlefield, looking at the whole picture, and seeing what's going on. Looks like Derogorn's and Masque's forces will now clash here at this extraction point, at Masque's extraction point. Derogorn has placed some assault railguns here, but they're way out of range. They should be closer to perhaps this dune here. They can pop out and deal damage and pop back, but they need to be careful not to move in too close to those AAVs. Masque is just placing railguns in sensible places. These should go on top of that dune, and indeed they do. So those will get the high ground advantage as soon as any units get into range, and these AAVs will be able to tank and distract Derogorn's forces. Now, Derogorn does not have a lot of units out in the field. Masque has researched strike fighter technology. Oh, excuse me. And he now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strike fighters queued up for Masque. So it looks like that's a heavy air investment. And indeed, it definitely looks like Derogorn is not prepared for that. And the meager ground forces that are available to Derogorn right now will probably be taken out without much issue by that air force. And this engagement was not beneficial at all. There are far too many railguns here for those 3 or 4. I believe there are 4 assault railguns there to deal with. And now these AAVs will just mop up any of these light units or lightly armored units that come in. Heavy railguns can get chewed up, Sand Skimmers can get chewed up. But Derogorn has interceptors available, so AAVs will go down much more quickly now, thanks to the added DPS of those interceptors. And we'll see if Masque will launch any of these strike fighters now that these interceptors have been revealed. It's as good a moment as any to launch all of those strike fighters and take out the few interceptors that Derogorn has available at the moment. Interesting that this carrier is still in this position, while a support cruiser is available to be placed here, or you could leave the support cruiser here and move the carrier to this position and then move around toward Derogorn's main. But Masque is massing up forces. There are now 7 railguns for AAVs available to Masque for a ground assault, while Derogorn is just massing Sand Skimmers and heavy railguns at the moment. It seems 10 Sand Skimmers and 4 heavy railguns, and this turret post will go down if a Sand Skimmer will spot for a heavy railgun. Of course, if enough Sand Skimmers are used, that turret post can be taken out, but it's probably best for Derogorn to conserve his forces. And if those Sand Skimmers just plow in and attack these railguns, they should be able to take quite a few of them out. There are now armor upgrades up for both the AAVs and the railguns, and since each AAV can only slow 1 Sand Skimmer, the rest of the Sand Skimmers are free to move in and deal damage. Masque is now revealing all of those strike fighters. A full squadron or full carrier bay of strike fighters has been launched, and Masque is focusing down at production cruiser and Derogorn's carrier, but Derogorn's interceptors are out and they are dealing quite some damage, and they're being quite effective against all of these strike fighters. It seems that Masque did not retask these strike fighters to taking out Derogorn's interceptors, and as we all know, Galcian interceptors are very effective against other air units. And wow, Masque lost about half of those strike fighters, and that was an expensive lesson. I mean, Derogorn has 7 interceptors all in all, and that is a completely full hangar of strike fighters. And if you're not careful and if you don't micro your strike fighters, or at least if you don't tell them to defend themselves, basically, you are going to lose a lot of them to Galcian interceptors if you're not careful, and quite quickly as well. Now Masque focusing down those Savagers is of course a good idea. That production cruiser is just going to pick off these strike fighters one at a time, as they are pretty much unmicroed at the moment, and those interceptors, oh, this is not good. They're chasing that one strike fighter. It's going to get invulnerability from the landing animation, and yeah, that interceptor goes down as well. Masque now has missile batteries out, and any kind of incursion into that area with that heavy superiority is not wise at all. Now these strike fighters that have no other targets in this area will be able to deal with interceptors, with the Galcian interceptors. Missile batteries are being redeployed around the battlefield, and Derogorn is being pushed around on the map, or he is being forced into engagement here. There are quite a few heavy railguns available to Derogorn, and these sand skimmers will be able to spot for that railgun force. I'm afraid they are all, yeah, they do not have clear lines of sight on those railguns, but even so, these sand skimmers will be able to at least force Masque to retreat with that force, and this base runner should go down to those assault railguns and heavy railguns. So that artifact will be denied, while Derogorn is sneaking that base runner with that artifact to the extraction zone, and it's a acolyte, so it has 1 more armor and plus 10 speed. That is very good for capturing artifacts. Of course, it looks like these LAVs will move in and kill that base runner, so it won't be an acolyte for very long, but it will deliver that artifact. That is a siege cruiser on the field for Derogorn. And if Derogorn will use this effectively, and if he'll be able to land a good artillery barrage, Masque has quite a few units that are bunched up here, and right now Derogorn is getting some good work done here. Those interceptors are able to support that railgun force. His missile batteries, of course, will catch these interceptors if they move too far. One of them did go down. Now the last one will go down to these 2 missile batteries, but Masque was forced to retreat with those AVs, and Masque is mined out, well, or will be mined out on that main. The siege cruiser opens up with a barrage, but unfortunately there is nothing there, because Masque did the right thing and retreated with his forces. So a bit more scouting there, and that siege cruiser wouldn't have wasted that missile barrage. And oh no, oh, that was not wise. That was wasteful. It's basically the least we could say. Those LEVs are distracting Derogorn in the meantime. Ooh, that production cruiser is a Guardian. So it's just one rank away from being a fully ranked up production cruiser. It did kill a lot of strike fighters. But this fight here, this was just a waste. All of those railguns could be sitting here on this dune to support that siege cruiser, and instead they just moved into this combined AV and railgun blob and got annihilated. Of course, the carrier was there to support. And now 2 siege cruisers out for Derogorn, and this can be quite potent if the Galcian carrier would have some more power in the range. I think the sensor range would be extended, and I did get quite some good mileage out of a carrier and siege cruiser combo in the past. The barrages go down and quite a few units are damaged and destroyed here by those missiles from siege cruisers. One siege cruiser does go down to these AAVs, focus firing it, and the air support from the strike fighters. And unfortunately, both siege cruisers go down, and that missile ship is too late to the party, and will be able to clean up those strike fighters. But now Masque definitely has a ground advantage, and Derogorn's carrier is very exposed here.
Railgun operational.
He does have power in the regeneration system. This kind of assault here won't be able. I mean, Derogorn won't be able to regenerate enough against that kind of assault. He should just target these AAVs with his carrier. Oh, he switched all of his power to speed and regeneration. He could probably take out this whole bunch here with a couple of carrier missiles. I guess it would take about 2 salvos to take out the rest of that HP, but they're so clumped up that could have been a good way to get rid of these AAVs, and then these juicy railguns would be available to be fired upon. Of course, Derogorn does not have a good option at the moment. He has assault ships, he has railguns. All of those units probably take too long to get into range, unless Derogorn will be able to catch a few of these railguns with these assault ships. And yeah, they are going down very quickly to fire to the assault ship fire. Assault ship goes down, and Derogorn will try to intercept that base surrender. But I'm not sure 2 assault ships will be able to do it, especially against this kind of railgun force, and those AAVs finally get taken out. They had so few health there.
Armored assault online.
A few assault railguns supported with heavy railguns finally take them out, and now Masque will dominate that extraction zone. So all of those or any remaining artifacts that Masque will pick up should be able to be delivered without incident. Derogorn is trying to get something done here with 2 sand skimmers, but there's a support cruiser there that's healing that salvager. Just select these sand skimmers and order them to attack the support cruiser. It's already missing almost half of its health. You can't take it out, and Masque isn't really worried about that. There is a single AAV coming from across the map. You could just take out the support cruiser. If you don't have an overwhelming number of sand skimmers, just target the support cruiser, try to kill it. It's always a good idea. Masque has the obscene energy pool here. There's still 4 points of energy available, and the turret network is almost fully charged. And it looks like this will come down to carrier smackdown. Derogorn's carrier will not be able to withstand firepower of this magnitude, especially if Masque supports that carrier with a bunch of railguns, and health is just dropping very quickly, and Masque could really just move in. There's no real reason to be afraid here. You can always just switch all of that power into reactive armor, power up the armor system, and you can tank for all of those railguns and just kill anything that Derogorn has. And Masque is doing just that. It looks like all of those strike fighters have been taken out eventually, and Derogorn also doesn't have any air units available at the moment. Both players have managed to capture 3 artifacts, so artifact wise these players are quite evenly matched, and Derogorn definitely had a few windows of opportunity, and he also could have engaged a lot better in a few of those fights. He did lose a lot of units in bad engagements, so this could have gone much better for Derogorn, and this fight is now turning out to be quite more even. Derogorn doing the right thing and targeting down the railguns with his carrier. Now that Masque has retasked of that carrier firepower onto Derogorn's carrier, the health is just dropping so quickly. I'm afraid Derogorn will definitely lose here. In the meantime, Masque secures another artifact, so there's even more power available to that carrier. Derogorn will go down. So, good game to both players. Could have gone the other way around if Derogorn would have seized a few of those opportunities, or indeed if he wouldn't have wasted units basically. Nonetheless, it was an interesting match. And a good one to warm up for future castings. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.